Our project is a cardiac emergency warning system. Here, we detect and issues an early warning for a ventricular tachycardia, which can further lead to cardiac arrest. Ventricular tachycardia, commonly known as cardiac arrest, is one of the most dangerous situations faced by people all around the world. In the top 10 causes of sudden deaths in India, cardiovascular diseases forms a major portion. In fact, it comes second only to accidents. Early prediction or detection of cardiac arrest is difficult and almost impossible because the physical pain won't be felt early enough. But there will be considerable variation in the ECG signal. Here, we have a normal ECG signal, the RR interval which corresponds to the pulse, and the QRS interval is seen. In the figure, we have a normal as well as an abnormal ECG. In the abnormal ECG, the increase in the QRS width can be seen. If this width is greater than 120 millisecond, it will be a cardiac emergency situation. In our project, this width is detected and a corresponding warning is issued. Coming to our setup, here we have the 3 electrodes, the right electrode, the left electrode and the RLD. This is our system. Here we have the analog front end and the 1.5 volt dual volt supply which powers the analog front end. And the output of the front end is connected to the DSP processor. The DSP processor can be further powered by using the 1.5 volt battery. This is our analog front end system, and here we have the 3 electrodes, the right electrode, the left electrode and the RLD, and here we have the audio jack from which the input is given to the DSP processor board. And now we have the dual power supply from the 1.5 volt battery. Going to the PCB section, we again have the 3 electrodes here, and then we have the ICs that we will be using, the INA 333 and the 3 op-amps OPA 334. Here these two corresponds to the RLD circuit and this corresponds to the bandpass filter. Here we have the DSP board. The output from the analog front end is given as input to the board, which is then sampled and digitized by the AAC3204 audio codec IC. The samples are then processed by the C5535 processor. The analog front end board and the DSP board are connected using an aux cable.
Coming to the signal processing part, for the QRS detection part, we are using Pan-Tompkins algorithm. The digital signal, that is the ECG data, is passed to a derivative filter which emphasizes the higher frequency components, that is Q, R and S. Then it is passed to a squaring filter to make all the spikes positive and further to the moving window average so that all the consecutive pulses corresponding to Q, R and S are made into a single pulse. This single pulse corresponding to QRS is passed to an adaptive threshold filter, and the filter outputs 1 or 0 according to whether it is QRS or not based on a threshold, and the duration for which this is a signal gives the QRS width. This is the power supply, plus or minus 1.5 volt dual supply. It is connected to the AFE via a 3-pin connector. These are the electrodes, right arm, left arm and the RLD. And there is an audio connector out that is that can be connected to the DSP board via aux cable. The LED blinks according to my pulse. The OLED displays QRS as well as my pulse. It's 101 and 85 at the present time, and it is updated every 60 seconds. In case of a warning, it will issue a warning and I can take necessary action.
As we don't have a prior data of a ECG signal during a cardiac arrest, we won't be using these electrodes, but instead we'll be using a code from a laptop to simulate the ECG signals. So as you can see, the code is already written. So if you press this play button, the laptop will send ECG data during a heart attack to the microprocessor. Now as it is clearly visible on the OLED screen that the notification is shown, so now it's in user's hands to press the button in an Android app. So upon getting this notification, we'll go and see the Android app in an Android phone.